Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to join me today. There's a bird coming as well, somewhere up there. Hear him? Okay. Yeah. So now, um, welcome. Welcome to the Advancement Center, which is situated here in Santa Barbara and with its root system firmly located in the garden of our Creator. That came to me this morning, and I said, yes, yes. When we are all together like this, it reveals heaven on earth. Each voice reveals an eager heart, and I hear and feel your heart's anticipation as we are linked together with words of magic and miracles that are happening. And I came across this and I thought it was so appropriate. We are on the path of magic and miracles, and the concept of difficulties is no longer valid in our world. The bridge between what we have been taught and trained to handle and the absolute magic of the miracles we're able to expect has now been completed. What is sometimes classed as a difficulty is actually the framework for the demonstration of magic and miracles in our physical world. If we see things differently, we can see the opportunity for miracles rather than the experience of some difficult circumstance. Doesn't that just say it? Yeah. The sounds of this past week have been encouraging, heartfelt, and exhilarating, and filled with surprises. Genya shared her endless joys with us on Tuesday, and on Friday, we were touched deeply with David's melody of undeniable words of life itself. And yesterday, Simeon handed to each one of us the code from Source. There is no one word of description. All I keep hearing and feeling is let freedom ring. That code that we have been given is our signature in the universe. And it's extremely powerful. As I as I am writing, as I do every broadcast morning, to capture the joys, another surprise just appeared. I will share this a bit later. For now, there is much to tell about. Now, as always, I have discovered the magic of putting Simeon's words on the invitation that appears in Facebook. Whether or not people sign up for the broadcast makes no never mind. What is important is that they just might be reading Simeon's words. And these are the words I put on this past invitation. And I have to also mention that about 12 people liked and loved my invitation. So, one way or the other, we stand for who we are, what we are, and we're telling our story all the time in every manner of being. So this is what the invitation said. And I lifted it right from Simeon. It's been known throughout the ages that each person performs to a level far beyond their capability if they have the tools to do so and the facilities. And the physical world has all the facilities and all the tools that can ever be imagined, sitting in space, sometimes right in front of you, in a different form or in the correct form, but it's all there. That should get people's attention. I thought so anyway. We'll see what happens. Now, let's see, where's that piece of paper? Here it is. As you know, I belong to Swisindo, and a long time ago I was promising a lot of things, and hopefully they'll still come to pass. But we were recognizing that our meetings held on Skype were compromised. So we went to another platform called Telegram. And this has been amazing because all the truth tellers and the non-media people have gathered there. So there's a lot of very exciting information all the time. But then again, that's just another stage and the actors playing their part called life. But one day, well, first of all, yesterday was amazing. And last Saturday, when Simeon spoke, I was extremely thrilled. And I even went on Telegram because I felt this one woman would enjoy it. And she is in Germany. So I sent it to her. And that was interesting. So I captured what she said. Her name is Eves. Hi, Barbara. I hope you don't mind connecting. And she said, I got your email. I'm intrigued. And that's all she said about Robert's broadcast. And I answered and I said, well, thank you for your interest and your intrigue. Let me know if you would enjoy receiving my broadcast of today. I reflect on yesterday's broadcast and perhaps easier to follow. And then I mentioned a friend, a mutual friend that was on the broadcast as well. And she came right back with, yes, please. And I said, my pleasure. And then she wrote, hey, Barbara, so I finally got the gap to listen to your video. Yes, totally profound. I am understanding things like this. This, the best is yet to come, that Q and Trump keeps talking about. It's not their display that is the best to come. They are a part of our projection based on our choice of vibration. It's our projection. I can decide what is to happen. And if I do it from a space of knowing, it is in my reality, in my universe, spelled Y-O-U. And then she said, do you see it that way too? Your video reminded me of the knowing and how much doubt there is in believing. That was David's writing. And then she said, it is rather daunting to hand over all control to the higher self. the God self, but that is where it lies, isn't it? The abundant life, the surrender. It's a kind of excitement, like bungee jumping. You know you're going to be okay, but to take that leap is like, phew, so scary, yet exciting. The word exciting doesn't really do the feeling justice. It is more than that. And I responded, Dear Eves, thank you for your response. Going against a belief creates a reaction. A response is from your deep knowingness. I guess that is what has to awaken our knowingness. Our inner standing tells me you like Charlie Freak. Am I right? You are right. Exciting does not do justice to riding on top of the wave, in parenthesis, the world, and enjoying the ride. Robert is speaking this Saturday. Let me know. And she said, I don't just understand. That's why she said inner standing, because I don't stand under anything. So that was my dialogue with Eves. And I think it's just getting out there, being who you are, and letting people have the opportunity of speaking a higher language. So that was fun. Thanks for listening to that. And then, Facebook is doing all kinds of shenanigans. I'm just having a wonderful time. I have a friend on Facebook, and I met him because we share a birthday. Only he's a few years younger than I am, but we share that birthday, January 13th. And his wife wrote a really long story of their day. And she went into detail about how everything seemed to be synchronized. And it just felt like miracle after miracle. And the magic was working. And so she felt that she had to put that out there. So I responded. I loved her story and told her. And then I said, but you know that we live in the world of magic and miracles. And that every time we have miracles happening, we must tell the story and share our wonder and our excitement. And I said, your husband and I have the same birthday. So we met, and that gave us another opportunity to say hello. That was magic because we know each other, and because he introduced me to several people, unbelievable events have taken place, including connecting with the Peace School and making it even more successful as it's opening around the world. That is not an accident. That is a divine GPS. And they both loved my comment. So I never miss an opportunity to just remind people that we are living in the world of magic and miracles, and don't pay attention to the noise, because there's a lot of noise going on out there. So I think it's time to read my journal, because I know you've all been writing to me and telling me how much you enjoy that portion. All right. No holds barred. This was on January 25th. I'm not quite sure what day that was. But at any rate, I wrote a long letter to Simeon. And this is what he answered. The time has come for you to come off the stage and end performing. No, wait a minute. The time has come for you to come off the stage of performing to an endless audience of critics. Let us introduce you to your being in that form and identity, and we will let you hear your heart speak. We love your consciousness. No wonder Sam, now I've told you about Sam, who I befriended at Creedmoor Psychiatric Center. A very, very special man. So no wonder Sam at Creedmoor loved you too, because you heard him. We hear you and know that. We hope you are feeling more and more of what you offer to others for yourself. Thank you for taking such good care of Robert, your loving friend, Simeon. And then last night at 9:14 to be exact, this is what I wrote to Simeon after the broadcast. A brilliant day. I listened to your message today and I delved deeper as I heard your message again and made all the corrections to the transcript mechanically accomplished by Dragon. I was the message, and the message was me, as I felt all manner of emotions as I typed. I noticed this one as she became set free and an instrument of setting humanity in a higher octave of existence. A sob of accurate description of what has been allowed to happen, and a whole range of hope and considerations created an extremely rich afternoon. Following David on Friday, then Robert today, has me poised for flight into tomorrow's broadcast. Now I long for your words. And he said, you have been enjoying the nectar of contemplation and a direct exchange with your galactic family. There is less and less distance between the speaker and his creator. And of course, it is Robert's graciousness that paves the way for me to deliver what you must hear about yourselves. You are finally piercing the veil that has been placed in front of your face for your entire life, and feeling that you must prove your worth with critics and evaluators. Not the case at all. You are the embodiment of all that you brought with you as talents and your eagerness to share. To share all that you have with the others, a shining example of the world of newness, harmony, filled with magic and miracles. We love and honor you and your loving of Robert. Simeon. Wow. Oh my goodness. The time is going, and I just want to share. I'll save that for next week, but Here's my art of this week that you have to keep seeing. So, there was a lighthouse, but it got out of proportion. Wait, is that straight? Yeah. So I also realized I never go back and do anything. And I realized, well, you could, Manda, our wonderful teacher, said, well, go back and change it. It's okay. So I've given myself permission to do another lighthouse. I was going to ask Robert to help me. So I'm always amazed when it turns out and looks like something. But creativity is magical. Yeah. So I promised a surprise. I have so much more, but that's going to go till next week. But I promised a surprise. If I could find it. Wow. Prolific stuff. My goodness gracious. Thank you for your patience. I know it's here. No. No. I cannot disappoint you. Here is the surprise that I experienced this morning. And I must tell you, the greatest moment of my day is waking up and finding Robert sitting at his desk at the keyboard. And that's what happened this morning. And this is what Robert wrote. Now that the urge to write fills your being, it is appropriate to enter the flow quickly and look around for something to gather and transform before the urge disappears and leaves you looking for a place to start. Move quickly, and you will find yourself in the dimension you desire, where the flow will take you in immediately and bring to life your writing session. With that out of the road, it is easy to proceed with your process of gathering words from the unknown and allowing them to form some sort of pattern that is easy to transform into the reality of the written word. Sensing what is available is the initial part of the collection process, but there is an unknown function that comes into play from nowhere to complete the selection and bring the words to the surface. This process cannot be bypassed or initiated from the mental plane, but it will simply happen as the flow takes over and drives your fingers without reference to any function initiated by logic or training. The words now take on a flow of their own and simply flow onto the page without reference to anything at all. The things that concern mankind are not in reality part of life itself, but part of the play, set up to guide the progress of life from one event to another. Life is an independent function that is run from the unknown. and can be experienced in whichever a way a person's reality will allow it to be presented. Logic considers that the play sets the rules for life, but in fact, the play forms as a result of reality. Each individual sets to experience life in the physical form. External influences can determine how the play is presented, but there is no connection between outside influences and an individual's reality unless it is included in the formula by the individual. There is a complex formula in every person's life that can only be fathomed by the owner, and the ultimate complication is achieved by including the complexities of another person and mixing it with the already complex formula attached to life. To place yourself in a position where reason and logic rule your actions is to place yourself at the mercy of the terribly complicated formula that forms from the everyday actions and interactions caused by uncontrollable events and circumstances. If, however, you place yourself in a position where you control your interaction with life itself, you break the logical link that says life is controlled by the play and negate all outside influences by leaving them attached to the play. And you will never feel the need to change your reality to accommodate any form of outside influence. In this way, life will continue at the highest rate, influenced by yourself and the unknown. And the play will naturally reformat to suit every aspect of life without engaging the complex formula attached to life and its multitude of interactions, which will revert to the control of your personal supercomputer, where it is handled with ease and excitement as part of the normal flow of life itself. In the simplest form of explanation, it is now obvious that each person's experience of life can be determined by the person themselves. And the world, with all its influences and complications, will naturally bend and move to accommodate that unique life and reality. If their personal supercomputer is left alone to handle the complexities of the world without any direct contact from a person's logic or analysis, the feeling of simplicity will enter the scene and life will take on a new face that presents a smile and delivers a future of joy and excitement for everyone. Thank you, Robert. What a wonderful time to be together. And even though we sign off, we're still together. We're together with the agreement with life. Thank you so much for being here today. And I wish you a perfect life, perfect health, and an extremely magic future. Thank you.